about you and the amazing body that you live in with its incredible ability to heal itself. Can it heal itself? We don't doubt that it won't heal itself when you cut yourself. When you cut yourself, those two pieces of skin will join back together, won't they? And I'm sure we've all got somewhere on our body where at some time we were cut. It will heal itself, little tiny two-letter word here. It will heal itself if you give it the right conditions. One of the conditions is keeping those two pieces of skin together, and it might be stitched, or it might be have a bit of tape put on it, or an old bush remedy in Australia is bull ants. You don't have many nasties like we do you? But bull ants are these great big ants with two pinchers, and what the old bushmen would do is they'd bite or cut the head off the bull ant and put the pinchers into the two pieces of skin, maybe 4 or 5 heads of bull ants, and it would hold those, and rigor mortis would set in, it would hold those pieces of skin together. But I think if I was in the bush, I'd rather use the pine pitch. Have you heard that? The pitch out of the pine tree or the sap out of the pine tree will also hold it together. As an orthopaedic surgeon said to me when I was sitting on the plane next to him, he said, bones were healing long before we orthopaedic surgeons came along. You see, what heals? It's not the surgeon or the doctor or the naturopath or the nutrition. It's the human body. And it will heal itself if you give it the right condition. Now, if you cut yourself and keep opening it and get a little bit of dirt and rub it in and for good measure put a bit of manure in, is that going to heal? No, you know what God gave us? He gave us common sense. And you know there's been a death and no one attended the funeral because no one knew he died. It was the death of common sense. Isn't that true? It's just basic common sense that if you get a cut, and it's not rocket science, you got to wash it, you got to clean it, because you see this skin is like a suit of armour. And whenever you split it or cut it or blister it, you have to be careful, don't you? Or pathogens from the air or the dirt may get in, and then your body will give a response by swelling it, and all your dead white blood cells called pus, you've heard of that? They do a mighty job in trying to keep that clean, to heal that. So if the human body was designed to heal itself, the million-dollar question is, over the other side, why? Why aren't we healing? Well, the human body will heal itself if you give it the right conditions. I'd like to suggest that the conditions aren't quite right. Many are sick through ignorance because they are unaware of the basic conditions required for healing. Some are common sense, granted. But you know, it's been made very complicated, hasn't it? And what I want to do in this series is make it very, very simple. Because I believe we should be our own doctor. Because only you know how you feel, only you know how your body responds or reacts to different things. In fact, if you say to me, Barbara, feel my sore hand, can I feel your sore hand? No, I can't feel your sore hand. I can have a look, but only you can feel that. And part of being your own doctor is listening. Here are some simple things. I'm a bit cold, I'll put a coat on. That's listening. I'm a bit hot, I'll take the coat off. That's simple, and we all know that. In fact, I was even taking my big coat off today in Invercargill. Wow, I didn't think you did that in Invercargill. And where I was in a very sunny lounge room, and I not only took my coat off, I took my next jacket off. My body is speaking to me. Now they're simple, they're easy. And when I got to my host's house today, they said, are you hungry? I said, yes. Can we eat? My body was giving me another sign. It is hunger. And a few hours later, my host said, would you like a bit of fruit? I said, oh, well, I'm still full. Can you see, these are very simple. But going a little bit further to some of the more signs and symptoms, sometimes we're not sure. We're not sure, and I love teaching people how to be their own doctors, and this is what this seminar is all about.